Hey, Classio here. Got a few things to say. First is, since the last Windows update, my editing software hasn't been working very well. You'd think Windows Movie Maker would keep working, but apparently not. So, yeah, I mean, I obviously managed to edit the last episode of Celeste that was, by the time this is uploaded, yesterday's, but it was today's episode from my perspective. But as I did so, the application kept declaring my video file corrupt, but I could save the project and then close the editor and then open it again and keep editing. And sometimes I'd try to split things for editing and whole segments of the video would just disappear and I'd have to undo and copy the segment and then use set start point and set end point instead of doing a split and a split and a delete. So I don't want to use that editing software anymore. I also don't want to look for editing software on a weeknight. So if I need to edit the next Celeste episode, it's gonna swap with episode 1 of Recursed, which would have been Tuesday. But it will happen. I mean, I'll try to find a solution over the weekend if I need to. I guess even if I don't need to edit that episode of Celeste, it just goes super well and I slam through the Seaside Core in 15 minutes, then I still want to find new editing software. But anyway, that may or may not be relevant. Hooray, we may have wasted the first minute 40 of this announcement. But anyway, the next thing is sort of two things combined. I've been thinking for a while that normally I don't want to record things soon after the previous episode went up. And I guess with roguelikes I'm alternating 2 games, so it doesn't matter too much. But I haven't been making my roguelike videos on the weekend. They've been made on weekdays, so I'm trying to jam my largest amount of content recording into the days I have the least amount of time. So I've been wanting to kind of just delay the roguelikes until later in Saturday, like 6 p.m. or something. But also, this summer, I tried streaming for the 4-Job Fiesta, and I liked streaming. I want to continue it. But also, I didn't think I could continue it. It takes a little much time with everything else have going on. So I'm thinking, I can save an hour by just streaming the roguelikes and then uploading them. This will actually, although it's saving me time relative to what I've been doing this summer, it'll also allow me to produce roughly twice as much roguelike content, so we could have whole runs of FTL faster than light in a single weekend. I hope that's exciting news for people, or at least news they don't care about. I hope I'm not horribly disrupting anybody by saying I might do extra content and it might appear a little later. I guess if you really plan on watching things in the mornings on Saturdays for a long period of time, save the previous week's roguelike. You'll just have to skip 1 week. But yeah, I hope that'll be cool. Plus, I mean, I'll be streaming. You can interact with me in the middle of the roguelikes. And besides all that, I just had a standard schedule update to give, because I don't know when the last time I did one is, and I think there are 2 games on the schedule that I haven't announced before. So after Final Fantasy VI, we will actually be moving outside the realm of RPGs. It's been quite a while straight of having RPGs on Mondays and Thursdays. We will still be playing something turn-based, though. I'm going to be playing Wargroove, which was suggested by Tarquin. It's a tactical game. It's very comparable to Advance Wars, yet has some unique mechanics that I think will be interesting, even to people that have seen Advance Wars before. I have beaten Wargroove before, so it won't be new to me, but I think it's worth showing off anyway. After Celeste, I already talked about Recursed. That's the reason that the last episode of Celeste could swap with the first episode of Recursed. Just before this recording, I recorded episode 1 of Recursed, and I think it'll be fun. Recursed was suggested by Lorgon111. And then the last time slot is currently Sundered. After that, I'm going to be playing actually another game I've played before. I decided all on my own that I wanted to show Full Metal Furies. It's a beat 'em up. You could compare it to, say, Castle Crashers or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the video game. You move to the right and you beat things up. It's got some RPG elements, which are why I picked those specific two games to compare it to and not say Streets of Rage. I was going to say or King of Dragons, but that does have RPG elements. You just can't replay levels. But Full Metal Furies is also kind of unique in that it has a lot of mysteries to solve throughout it. I've, of course, played the game before, so there wouldn't be much solving going on if I did it. But I'm hoping to get some audience participation on that game. Tell me what to do, and then I'll maybe do it, unless it's dumb. There's no puzzle in the game that requires beating the same level 100 times. If you suggest it, I'm not going to do it. Anyway, that's all I had to say. See ya!